We're live. Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, adults and children of all of the ages, the 1216 podcast is back to bring to you one of the greatest podcasts in the world. A better team than Liu Kang and Kung Lao. A better team than Goku and Vegeta. A better team than, oh yeah, well, I guess we got them on, Bakugo and Deku. We are the 1216 podcast.
Yes, we are here back for another week. Yes,
Unfortunately,
it is Monday. We know we're a day late, but we're here with content nonetheless.
Look, man, I was doing this kitchen, me and Bag, until 10, I think it was like 10:15 when we finally left. Kitchen looks nice though, so if y'all need some stuff, man, 12 Bags Construction, you know how we coming already, bro. It's not sponsored though, it's not trademark, none of that, but y'all know how we coming already, man. But for sure, that kitchen for 2 days of 2 straight weekends of work going through it. I feel like I have not had an off day in so long.
No, I get that. I have,
which is good. Yesterday and today.
Yeah, I have. So we're back. Nothing, I think, outside of the podcast, anything to report on, anything crazy. I mean, we went out for St. Patrick's Day on Saturday night, had a nice little old time. Yeah, them motherfuckers teed up at the little restaurant. They was definitely teed. So I had a good little time, kick back with a me 12, nerdy
nerd.
And then 2 other people. Destiny, I mean, she came through with some other people. They was there for like a minute, but it is what it is. Had a good little time.
Supposed to spin a block, bro. That was spin that block.
Oh yeah, I knew they weren't coming back when they came in there and saw what type of vibe it was.
Yeah.
Nah, the type of vibe it was.
Yeah, the vibe for sure.
Yeah. All right now we got fans of all backgrounds and races and ethnicity.
Hold on, I was in the dance, bro. I'm good with that. I hit the dance moves. Call me Oda.
I'm dead.
Odin.
So yeah, that was that. Nothing coming up in the next
this week,
couple of weekends. Yeah, nothing coming up.
Well, the good thing is that there is no break after this week's chapter.
Yeah, I saw that. The new chapters coming out on Sunday. We're a couple of weeks removed from all the stuff coming back. One Piece, Fire Force, the premiere of Lazarus. So much stuff is coming back and starting up in April. It's right around the corner. So we're gonna unfortunately lose Sakamoto Days after next week until I believe like later on in the year is when it comes back.
Same with So Lovely after next week, because this week and then next week and then
we got two more. Yeah, we got 2 more episodes of Solo Leveling, 1 more episode of Sakamoto Days. So right after Sakamoto Days ends, we'll be picking right back up with One Piece. Fire Force will be starting up. Lazarus will be starting. So we will have, we'll be dropping some shows and new shows will be starting up. So there will definitely not be a lack of content as far as like what we talk about on the podcast, as far as like TV shows and all that kind of stuff. So,
I think it may be increased the heck of a lot.
Yeah, definitely a lot. Definitely more than 2 shows for sure. Because I'm probably gonna check out Lazarus as well when that comes out.
For sure.
And then we definitely go talk about Vigilantes, which drops in April. So that's around 4 right there off bat. So yeah. So
back at everything.
But then we got the Rumble as well when we go.
You said the Rumbling?
I mean, not the Rumble, the
WrestleMania.
Rumble. Funny as hell. No, WrestleMania as well next month. And then a couple of TV shows, not anime, but TV shows come back. So like The Last of Us, that's supposed to come back.
I can't wait for that, bro.
And some other stuff, I believe. Daredevil's going on right now. So it's that time. It is that time.
Spring cleaning.
Content. The spring and the fall, man. Spring and the fall.
Winter, summer, a little bit dry, but we get through it still.
Yeah, for sure. But that's it for the, opening it up. I don't have any more housekeeping notes or anything to get out there. So that's everything that's been happening recently. And here we are with the pod, and we've been getting up content throughout the week. So hopefully you all have tuned into the trailer reactions and the theory videos. 12 has put up as well. So.
And then we got shorts out there, man. Some fun shorts going around. I think I might just start putting all the WWE content up on our page as well.
For sure. Why not? We talk about it on here, so why not?
Yeah. So that'll be fun. Yesterday was 316 day. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Give me a hell yeah.
Yes.
Yeet. I'm ready to see Jey Uso get that belt, bro.
Man, yeah, it was a good episode. Oh, you were at work. I don't know if you've seen it. A good episode of Raw.
When?
It came out at 2 today. It was a special.
Oh man,
no. Yeah. So it was that's why I said I don't know if you've seen it because I'm off on Monday, so I was able to check it out. It's a pretty good show. About 2 hours, around 2.5 hours, something like that. Pretty good, and it's really just getting us ready for all the storylines and all that kind of stuff, hyping up for WrestleMania. So it's getting really good, man. You'll definitely enjoy it.
Any big matches tonight?
There was a title match, but
okay,
you'll see. Yeah, you'll see what goes on with that.
I wouldn't even look it up on Twitter, bro. So that's good. I stayed away from that.
I'm glad I said. Hey, I'm glad I said something. Yep. So it's a title match.
I'm like, some stuff goes on 11 minutes.
Yeah, some stuff goes on with the women's championship match as well. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting. Yeah.
I pretty much figured that from last week anyway.
Can't wait for that.
Bianca, Rhea, Io. Shout out to the Sky Steel. Io, let's win at home. But hey, Bianca, I don't care if you win it. I don't care. BB got it like that.
The big three of the NXT. Let's get it.
BBL Bianca.
I am dead. No, it's BBL Bailey.
Oh, that's cake. Pancakes.
Yeah, I am dead.
I mean, you talk about the episode.
Funny as hell. No, I was gonna say anything else other than, Raw was pretty good. You had a couple of good matches. You had obviously some interferences in some of the matches and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we gonna see how those storylines and whatnot build. That should be pretty good leading up to WrestleMania and everything. Anything going on with shows? I kind of trying it out to see how I'm feeling about it. Just started The Wire for the first time, never seen it or anything, but I kind of know, the character, not the characters, but like the actors, some of the actors involved with like Wood Harrison, Idris Elba and all that kind of stuff. So I've heard, that's one of the greatest series of all time, they said, and everything. And I like shows like Power and Snowfall and BMF. So I'm definitely trying to give that a try. As far as it's real early on because I'm only in the 3rd episode at the very beginning of it. It's no like real, how do I explain it? It's more of like the police side so far. We haven't really seen too much from what's going on the drug side of everything and whatnot. So I guess we'll see how that all plays out and how it turns more into like a problem and everything, especially after this whole like stuff that you've seen at the end of the 2nd episode with all the 3 of the cops that go to the towers. And then they fuck with those 2 cops. Well, not 2 cops. The 3 cops fuck with those 2 people who aren't doing shit wrong. They just there, ain't got no drugs, no nothing. Just like had laundry and all that other kind of stuff like normal people would at apartment buildings and everything. So they fuck with them. It was a little kid, a 14-year-old kid on the car, and one of the cops fucking cocks his ass in the eye with the gun. The next episode that motherfucker's gonna go. that you're gonna find out that that motherfucker goes blind in the next episode. So he's blind in one eye. So seeing how the cops kind of like, even though they were completely in the wrong, and yes, the people retaliated, like throwing stuff out the window and shooting and all that kind of stuff, but they only did it because of what the cops did. And you see how the upper level cops and all that kind of stuff, like they back each other up just because they're the police force, even though the motherfuckers is wrong. That shit is like real crazy to see. And you kind of think like, you know, you get the notions of stuff like that actually going on in real life. So it's real crazy to see, especially for a series that came out, you know, so long ago. So as time goes on, I'll try and stick with it. I might give updates and whatnot on how I'm feeling about that if I'm still watching it and whatnot. So we got 12 back, so I guess we're going to hop into the show. But that was my little brief update on where I am in that. Oh, yeah, I wasn't talking about wrestling. You good.
Hello?
Yeah, I wasn't talking about wrestling. I was talking about something else.
Oh. Spoiler?
No, talking about a TV show I started.
Ooh, which one?
The Wire.
That's a good show.
It's a good show. Yeah, I've heard. Mm-hmm. I'm real early into it, but I was just giving my brief little thoughts and feelings about where I am so far and everything. So that's all that was.
You know what I should have did? I keep forgetting. We're up on here now, bro. Whenever I leave, I could just do this.
I'm dead. Yeah, true.
And then come back like it never happened.
Oh.
Keep me that, man. We upgraded our technology, bro. I don't know how to act. Also, if you ever eat Kit Kats, never get that dark mint. That shit is disgusting.
I don't even have to worry about it. I barely eat chocolate like that.
Well, you know who does eat chocolate? Lou.
Yeah, so Sakamoto days.
Better, bro. I could have did better, bro.
It's all good. Sakamoto days. Another with this week's episode, I kind of figured it wasn't gonna be anything too crazy, just because we just finished that arc with all the stuff going on in the I guess the hospital, not hospital, but the doctor, whatever, the
Shin's
lab.
place.
Yeah, the lab. The lab, I guess we'll just call it the lab, all the stuff that was going on there. So
that's what Shin said too. As soon as it started off, he said, "Hey, everything after that lab took me out. I am tired."
Hey, so basically,
to where we was gonna be at.
The whole episode was basically, the first half of the episode was basically a rest and relaxation part. Mm-hmm. They all just the whole family goes to a hot spring, you know, all that kind of stuff, and just kick it there basically. And a guy who's working there, the clerk, he recognizes Mr. Sakamoto. And basically spends the whole first half of the episode trying to kill him.
He's an assassin as well.
Yeah,
hitman,
not a good one. Yeah, exactly.
That's why he moved back home
and why he's the clerk now doing exactly why he's the clerk of the sauna and everything, the hot spring. So you see him do different stuff like trying to kill him in the sauna. The jet shooting him out. Fucking, he was like, this is great. I love the pressure. While fucking Shin got shot the fuck out in the sauna.
Got the worst on every one of these.
He put the fucking the little water on the rocks to heat the steam up, and Buddy on the outside cranked it up so shit was on fire. Mr. Sakamoto talking about, oh yes, this is wonderful. I love it. So all the different kind of things that they
froze over the froze over the bed,
the ice bath, the water and whatnot. The kids was actually like skating on it because it was fucking frozen. Oh man.
This went from a hot spring to Chapter Castle.
The water jet coming down on him. He cranked that shit up. He was like, yeah. He was like, oh, Dad, it's a waterfall. Can we do it? Yeah. When you're older, fucking that shit throughout the whole thing with the little kids and the dad. Hey. That's pretty funny too. So pretty good, nice little chill, relaxed
beat up though. That's the funny part. Just to see him get beat up, and then Mr. Sakamoto stopped the people beat him up. By playing ping pong. Bow.
What did he say? He moved it out the way, flicked it back, knocked the man out. Then he gonna say, "What did you do? How did I do anything, man? I'm on the ground.
I got blood coming from my nose. My glasses broke."
Finished the ice cream off and then threw it. Caught his shirt, threw the vending machine, and basically knocked him out. It was like, oh man. He said, "So you knew you was trying to kill me this whole episode, or this whole time?" Basically, he was like, "We not gonna." He cut him off before he could say kill and all that kind of stuff because the family was around. So he was basically like, "Oh yes, this is the best time I've had at a hot spring and all that." So the dude is like, "Oh man, I got a compliment." So at the end, he calls his dad and he's basically like, "Hey dad,
I'm gonna take over the business.
I want to quit. I want to quit this whole assassin thing because I'm not really cut out for it. I want to take over the family business." And he said, "What? Yeah, that's fair." So basically, the dad was like, "Yeah, no. After all this time,
You're too late.
You don't deserve it. Yeah, you don't deserve it. I've been trying to give it to you this whole time, saying you're not cut out for that assassin shit, and now you realize it's too late, bro." So that was the whole, first half of the episode.
And then the second half just came in. The dude he reminded me of Sanji a little bit because he ended up having a nosebleed about fucking Lou.
Him and Ghost.
Yes. Yep. So we get the second half, which is good because we get to see Lou's village come back and play the mafia type stuff with it, and it's mafia members inside the restaurant they're in, just all going around, basically trying to get Lou to come back home to her. She definitely doesn't want to go back home. We know that she's happy where she's at right now with the Sakamotos and living a life.
Sakamotos. Yes, sir. I'm a Sakamoto now.
Man, bro.
So what she said, whoever else whoever wants to step up and take over and do whatever, go ahead. Because
right, by all means.
I ain't trying to do that life. So basically, they set up a deal where it's essentially
you got
a contest between the Sakamoto family and Lou's, mafia family.
Well, the guy who
come to find
her lover,
the nosebleed, nosebleed, who likes her and followed her around and all that since they were kids.
So you've always noticed me?
Yeah, basically, yeah. When she said that, he was like, "Oh yeah." So basically, I got great Ghost and Sanji vibes, just like you said. Yeah. So they basically find out the contest that has nothing to do with fighting, and it's all about casino games, gambling. So they were basically like, "Yeah, it'll work out great because we got Shin and he can read minds and all that." But Shin can read minds, but he has absolutely no idea how to play casino games, and he has absolutely no ideas of the rules of the game. So neither him nor Mr. Sakamoto, and within
the first
5 to 10 minutes of them walking in the room, he already double, triple stacked all the money that he had. Man. It was ridiculous. So they're gonna be up against
all up on this.
Hey, they're gonna be up against something. They're gonna find some kind of way to do something because the whole real stakes of the matter is he has information on who put the bounty on Mr. Sakamoto. So they're gonna have to find some type of way to win.
Blackjack,
that'll help. That'll help progress the story even more, especially with it just being one more episode. Yep. So the way I'm looking at it is they do the whole kind of stuff and they find out how to win.
They end up winning.
They end up winning, and at the very end, they get the information, and then that's your cliffhanger onto the next part when it ends up coming back. Kind of like Don to Don, how that shit was.
No, let's not talk about that, bro. That's not bringing up old wounds, bro. I definitely see the whole head mask coming off, and as it gets past the nose, the whole thing goes black. So we never know who Mr. X is. Which would be interesting. We've been around anime way too long now. We know how this shit goes.
Wow.
It's only a few ways you can trick us, and cliffhangers ain't whatever no more. We learned our lesson with Solo Leveling.
Oh man, what a great way to transition! Unless you have anything else to say,
relax. Keep going. Yeah. I told you I'll make up for it.
So we all good. That's a great way to transition to this week's episode of Solo Leveling. It was ridiculous. We basically pick up exactly where we left off from the previous week's episode with that little group that we saw where old girl, she was fucking around and got a head. She fucking around and she found out got a head chopped off. So we pick up right with that little group. So the two dudes who are left there, they're obviously going up against Miriam. And I told you until we get his name, I'm gonna keep calling.
You want to call him the Black Ant?
Miriam goes out there and he fucking wrecks shop against the last two dudes there. They stand no chance at all. The first, the bigger guy with the kind of like claw fingers and whatnot, he got his head cut off first. The guy with the glasses who was still there, you could kind of see him moving and whatnot, and he went in to slice, and next thing you know, his head was gone. So
finished that.
Hey, that shit was insane. So they're done, and he continues to basically thin out the numbers of the Japanese, the Japanese group and everything on the outside, while we transition inside to our Korean S-rank hunters who were venturing down like we saw last week to find the queen. Yeah, to find the queen. So we pick up with the guy who can turn giant and Shaw Hunter.
Shaw,
she go crazy.
She came swing with that.
She go crazy on it. Hey, I boosted her to number 1 on my fucking on the game, so I can make sure I use her for everything after this week's episode. Because she go crazy,
she was really, she did her thing, and she has like it's a spirit blade, right? Like her blade gets an extension.
It definitely looks like it gets longer and shit. It definitely looks like it gets bigger. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking about just not too going through looking at it. And then
because when she went up into the air to do the final one, it looked like it got to the biggest point it had been.
Hey, she is literally like that. Then we have Bayuya, the healer, as well back there. Hey, he was doing his thing. He was really holding that shit down. He had the confidence booster. Told the ass, hey, it's go crazy. I got y'all back. Last episode he said that. This episode he meant that.
Wreck shop on the ants, man.
Until
but he wrecked. They did what they had to do, essentially. Went in there to wreck shop. The plan was essentially working. The signal was
S-rank hunters who never once teamed together. Was working out perfectly.
The signal was actually working because, like we said, we figured there were going to be some problem. There could be some problems or something like that. We'll talk about that later. But early on, everything was going essentially according to plan. The signal was working. The ants were outside, going up against the other hunters. Our hunters were inside doing what they had to do to get to the queen. They wrecking shop against basically the little army that she had down there. We get
her
to see
S-rank white hunters.
Yeah,
and it's cool because as long as they got their S-rank hunters versus S-rank white hunters, hey, you guys are good to go. It's a 1-on-1 throughout. You guys gonna finish up beating them. They low rank. I think they're low rank S-rankers.
Yeah, whatever
that makes sense.
Whatever they were, they basically wrecked shop through all the fucking ants that were there sitting there protecting the queen. Didn't really have any problems. Yeah, didn't really have any problems getting through them. Like 12 said with the healer, he also does like boost and all that kind of stuff, like we saw with the other healers and whatnot throughout the show up to this point so far. So they wreck shop through them. They go crazy. Then it's obvious.
Back outside though. Right after that, because after they wrecked their shop, we jumped outside
to the
with the other group, the two people.
Yeah, the other group who they end up getting wrecked against Miriam as well. So basically, the whole time he's just going out around wrecking shop, like I said earlier, on the group on the outside. So we end up jumping back and forth between perspectives and everything. So we see that, and then the hunter who fought Jin Woo. We see him like trying to figure out what's going on. Yeah, we trying to figure out what's going on with all the communications and the teams not responding to what's happening and everything. So they end up searching for the other. They end up searching for the other teams. After searching for the other teams, we end up kind of jumping back to what's going on inside. The fight against the queen at this point. They go crazy. I mean, just everybody essentially shows out in the fight and everything. We see the one guy who, with the claws and everything, he like goes full on beast mode transformation and everything. Choi goes crazy with the fire. Granted, this is all still against the ants and everything. I just kind of wanted to paint that picture and everything, though, of how they basically really get to like show off what all they can do. The guy with the arrows goes crazy, and then they focus their attention. Like we said, they get rid of them. They focus their attention at this point on the queen. Go crazy on the queen. They're still all unleashing, letting loose, showing all their abilities, what all they can do. The healer continuously giving them, health if they needed it, or in this case, he was giving them boost because they were all good as far as health was concerned. Wrecking shop, see all the arrows getting rained into the queen's back, the fire shots getting blasted at her. The claw beast guy just like wrecking shop, going crazy as well. And then basically with the giant guy holding everything back, he ends up, like they call for Hunter Cha, and she gets that boost from the healer, solo boost and solo leveling, right? And she goes crazy, wreck shop against the queen. Like you get to see her essentially like cut all the legs, but it's so smooth, it's so crisp the way she does it. And then from doing all the legs to continue to proceed to cutting up the body to like the final strike we talked about, going up into the air, which seems like she flies so fast and it's like a blur, and then she kind of reappears and then hits the sword move and goes straight down. Like a rotating kind of strike type shit, cuts the motherfucking head off of the queen. But during this whole battle, while this is all going on, before she gets her head cut off, she kind of lets out some kind of ridiculous cry and everything. And the beast guy, he's trying to figure out like what that is. Is it a death call? She knows she's dying. Is that the situation or whatnot? We will come to find out, no, it wasn't that. So they finish her off. They kind of celebrating everything. It was being recorded, so the people on the mainland and everything could see. So they saw that the battle was finally over and everything. So they're cheering like, hey, yeah, we'll finally be able to get to go back to the island, back, if they live there, back home, such and such and such, whatever. And then everything essentially goes to shit because they go back to the outside and you see all the fucking ants flying back into the castle. You see the fire gate that was protecting the nest. You see that break. You see people in the boats and everything kind of reporting like, hey, something's going on. The signal's not working anymore. Just the scene, like I'm not really I'm trying to paint the picture justice, but like it starts to turn into like a terrifying ass moment, like like, hey, this is it, this is GG's in the chat type shit, because they're finally coming back for the queen. They're gonna be overwhelmed. It's just them up against the ants, and at this point they just think it's the ants. They don't know about Meruem and the fact that he's there leading them and everything. So it just turns into a mess because he essentially comes down in there and he's gonna wreck shop, but they give you a shot back. Like I said, they jump back and forth. They showed Godo, I believe that was the guy who fought Jin Woo. They go to him and they get the report like he's communicating with somebody who's higher up, and he's basically like giving a sit rep to him, saying like, hey, the situation is going left, like, we've been losing hunters and all this other kind of stuff. And then the guy's like, that's acceptable as long as you're there and make it out type shit. So after that, he's basically like, so what we do now is you just leave the situation, get out of there. Don't even worry about, going in to try and help or anything, since you reported it as there's like 0% chance that they make it out of that situation. So
they'll laugh.
Yeah, they basically break off and they're getting ready to go to handle that and take care of the second phase of the plan and all that kind of stuff. Inside is when fucking Meruem ass is making his fucking appearance and his walk, and he's
eating a white ant.
Hey, he goes in, he fucking eats the queen's head. I feel like that's essentially to get the knowledge, get her abilities, and all that kind of stuff, so he can be the leader and everything now. And then fucking Jin Woo's music starts to play, so you immediately know.
Not there.
That shit is GG's in the chat for everybody who's there. Immediately, he busts behind Shaw Hunter, cracks her, slow-mo. You see the damage she takes. Flies like flip, flies, get crashed into the wall. The big guy goes at him. He blows his fucking arm off, rips his other fucking arm off, and just proceeds to go crazy on all the other hunters. The beast guy goes in. He wrecks his ass.
Full beast straight, mode, everything.
The fucking fire guy, he's kind of scared, and then he puts his hands up at the end and fucking slashes. GG's, that's nothing. I mean, bro, he essentially wrecked shop.
Bro, there's no way in hell one man walked up like that.
He heals, he begins to start healing and everything. So the big guy, he comes back and he's trying to hold him off and everything, and he gets picked up and Hulk fucking
Hulk the Loki.
Yeah, Hulk Loki slammed, and then it's essentially game over. GG's in the chat for the healer. Even though he has camouflage on, it does nothing.
He senses him still. Boom! Man.
Hand through the gut, motherfucking ace treatment.
Whoa, Rengoku, bro. You ain't gotta say ace every time, bro. Right?
Hey, he's part of the ace Rengoku. Yeah, the donut committee now. Yes, sir. So he gets stabbed through the gut. He gets his head bitten off. That's how the ant proceeds to learn how to speak human. He talks to the claw guy, the beast guy. Mm-hmm. He talks to him and whatnot. He's like, you killed the queen. Fucking you killing your soldiers isn't enough. Where's your king?
It's
like, who's the king? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, I sent somebody stronger on the outside. This is when he proceeds to bust outside the Godo when they're busting to make moves to carry out part B of the plan and everything that they had talked to the other, I guess, like Guildmaster or whatnot about. Mm-hmm. So fucking he comes out.
He did not care.
Essentially, he came out, the fucking ant flew straight for him. The Godo busted his sword out. Motherfucking the girl who was there with her lost her head. The guy who was on the other side started freaking out and everything. Oh, it was just a mess. He was basically like, hey, bust a move, get out of here, get back, proceed to carry out the next part of the plan.
Because his plan really was just to wipe out all of the Korean S-rankers and take dominance as the S-rank holders.
Make it seem like, Japan was the one who was able to fucking close this S-rank gate, even, and Korea, who's a major power who has S-rank members, all get wiped out, and they're no longer a threat. Yeah, they're no longer a threat and everything. So he ends up coming up to the fucking, Godo. The ant comes up to Godo. He was like, hey, so are you the king? He's like, am I the king? Yeah, I'm the king. Biggest lie ever told.
Bro, man, I don't just...
The lie detector test determined that was a lie. So... Bro, he ends up, he's dead. We don't get to see him get killed, but we see his sword break when he begins to speak like, hey, I felt the aura like this before. And we know he's obviously talking about Jin Woo. Hey, we know he's talking about Jin Woo.
And then that boy, next thing we know, all we see in the background is
all the fucking ants. Oh, I was gonna say we see all the ants and shit start coming around. The ants coming back first.
Yeah.
To all the Korean hunters, because everybody's still alive except the healer. He's the only one who's dead. Yep. He's the only one who's dead. So everybody's there. Choi still trying to do fire blast to keep everybody alive and whatnot. Then when the beast guys basically like, hey, it's nothing we can do. It's GG's in the chat. It's game over type shit.
Here comes the shadows.
The shadows. Where did these shadowy figures come from? All of us at home, we sit there, we know. The camera changes. Motherfucker sitting there just chilling. Just like 12 is, just chilling. He gets up. Motherfucking exchange. We know what's coming next week. He's going to bust up like me and 12 had talked about him last week's pod. That's the only reason why it was okay. It's okay that he didn't go because he could just swap places just like that. So.
And the crazy part is it took them to die a second time for
man.
Because ultimately, if the healer went there, they all was smoked the first go round.
Yeah, facts. So
like you said, GG's inside the chat.
Yeah, that's why I said I figured he needed to come earlier because had he been there when the ant came down, they wouldn't have got hurt in that situation. You know what I mean? So
that'd have been good.
The ones outside probably would have still been dead. But
inside, no.
Well, actually, I don't know. He probably would have sensed it.
Ignorance would have probably went out.
Well, that or he probably being there on the island, Jim would have just sensed his aura and busted a move
right towards him because he's been sensing
aura. He's better. He's better at that than all of them are. So
that's because he
been leveling up. We can't wait, man. It's gonna be that. This is the fight, man. Next week we gonna have a lot to talk about. We gonna be excited. We can't wait for that shit.
The final wrap up of this arc, basically.
We are here. Last 2 episodes.
One extra episode added on. We know for a fact that that last episode was just gonna be welcoming back, going through that. A lot of settle down. So people may not like the last episode. It's cool. I understand that. But just know that next season, this next episode and next season, bro, I'm treating this shit like this almost gives me JJK vibes when we was inside the Shibuya arc, bro. It was just nonstop, like the nonstop action part of things. Yeah. Oh my god, it's beautiful, 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 beautiful. They doing their thing inside there. I'm actually enjoying Solo way too fucking much more than I thought I would. But of course, season 1 set that standard high, bro. Yeah. From the second episode, people getting stepped on. It was up,
going crazy. Yeah, with that statue.
Shout out Korea. They doing their things, and because of Solo leveling, we get we have, I want to say, like a chain of manhwa that's be coming out and getting adaptation as well. Ended up seeing, I don't know if you've seen it on Facebook, bro, but like it's a chain now because Solo leveling is like becoming so successful. Everybody else is out there now trying to do their thing.
Yeah, set the precedence that other ones can be just as popular as well if given a chance.
Man, can he take over as the father of manhwa?
Hey, we'll see.
Yeah, only time will tell.
If it reaches that type of popularity, it will be because of him for sure, no question.
Mm-hmm. But that wraps up Solo. Anything outside of that, bro?
No, everything else was pretty much said at the beginning. Nothing new really coming up, just continual content. The only real big thing, obviously, like I said, was WrestleMania, which is next month. But other than that, just regular content coming out until then.
Yeah, you know how it is, man. It's gonna be good though. But with that being said, oh my brother, testify.
I am dead. All right, everybody. We appreciate you all for making it to this part in the video, whether you're watching it live or watching it on the re-uploaded version. We appreciate you either way. If you did make it this far and you did like it, if you made it this far and you didn't like it, but you want to help us out, you go ahead, hit that like button. If you want to see more from the 1216 podcast, hit that subscribe button. If you want to get notified anytime 12 drops something, anytime I might drop something, anytime we might drop something together, or anytime we might go live, hit that notification bell, select all, and we will see y'all in the next one. Hell no.